Oh.
All right, good morning and welcome to KSAT News Now. It is Tuesday. David, it's not Wednesday.
It's not Wednesday, so you got to say it really quiet. It's a pre-hump day bro show.
Yeah, I know. You're all about that.
Yeah.
You were all
I don't know
about
why.
that.
I don't know why. I have no idea. I just thought. And then we saw a camel the other day, and that just really got me all excited. Yeah, there was a camel on Hump Day on SA Live.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
Really? Wow.
Man,
I missed that.
Beat that.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool
That's
stuff.
good stuff.
Well, it is Tuesday, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Not Wednesday yet, but it is a bro show, David. It's been a while since we've been able to hang out up here.
So this is nice.
Yeah, this is nice.
We may not get anything done today.
No, definitely not. You know, we always kind of like to do the show with a mix of news, trending stories, and also some sports stuff. And kind of our little sports story that we're going to do today has to do with your old buddy LeBron James. David.
Oh, my guy LeBron. Yeah, LeBron.
And the Spurs and the 2014 finals.
And we'll give you a hint. It was a cramp. But it's not. We're talking about the cramp, but there's something else.
Yeah, definitely.
You could have a piece of posterity.
There you go. Yes, a piece of history from that 2014 finals. So we'll talk about that in just a bit. And also we have some more news about David. Would you ever live on a cruise ship?
No.
Okay. Well, that's a quick answer. Well, we have a story if someone is interested in ever, doing that, living on a cruise ship for 3 years. No, you're looking at me.
Is it like out in the ocean for 3 years?
It's out in the ocean, yeah.
Well, no,
it goes to port. Yes, it does.
Oh, okay.
Port,
Well,
yeah.
if you can like touch land, then maybe so. But I'm not going out in the middle of the ocean for 3 years.
I don't know how that'd be possible. Just to stay out.
Well, they would have to, ship all the supplies in.
Yeah, bring some supplies in, bring some gas.
That'd be like
fuel,
might be stranded on a desert island somewhere.
Okay, so we have that coming up in just a bit, but of course, I want to start with some pretty serious news here.
Yeah.
Some of the latest here in the search for those 4 U.S. citizens in Mexico. 2 of the 4 kidnapped Americans were found dead, and 2 others have been found alive, and this is all according to the Mexican president there, Andrés López Obrador.
And Mexican officials say that 1 person has been arrested in those kidnappings. The 4 Americans crossed into Matamoros from Brownsville in a white minivan with North Carolina plates. Shortly after the crossing, gunmen shot at the car and took the Americans into another vehicle.
And their names are Zindell Brown, Erica James Williams, Latavia Tate McGee, and Shaid Woodward. Now, McGee's mother, Barbara Burgee, told ABC News that her daughter traveled with the group to Mexico for a cosmetic procedure. So this is the very latest here, David.
Yeah, I also read that apparently there was a cartel crossfire that they got caught in the middle of, and so they ended up getting kidnapped. So they ended up going right into the middle of a fight between 2 cartels, and they end up getting kidnapped, and then 2 of them have been found dead. So this is obviously there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. And
oh yeah, absolutely. Also, some other details here is that one of the women here that was found alive was injured, so still don't know the severity of that. And also, there's been a person that's been, of course, arrested for this. But David, we talk about this a lot, especially with spring break now right around the corner. Traveling, a lot of people, a lot of young people are going to be traveling to the South Padre Island, sort of a lot of the area there in the border, and it can get very dangerous when you decide to cross into the border and you're just kind of looking to have a good time. Yeah.
But we've even heard about stuff like happening in Cancun and places. So if you're planning on a trip to go to the border or to go to Mexico, you better take some precautions. Apparently, one of the girls was going to get a medical procedure, and she was meeting a doctor there in Matamoros to perform this medical procedure. And unfortunately, they got caught between these 2 cartels.
Yeah, so the Attorney General said there that the Justice Department working with the Mexican authorities to get the very latest on this situation. And again, 2 dead after kidnapped, 2 found alive. So I'm sure that we will get more details as we move on here, David.
Yeah, now closer to home, another very sad story that is still developing. This is from the Texas coast. A body has been recovered after those twin boys we told you about yesterday disappeared in the water near Pleasure Pier in Galveston.
That's right. A male's body was found this morning at around 2 a.m. near the area where the 13-year-old brothers were last seen, and their names are Jefferson and Josue Perez. So they were last seen on the west side of the pier at 4:30 in the afternoon on Sunday.
Yeah, their family didn't see him go underwater, and they actually spent about an hour looking for him before they decided to call police. But once again, 1 body has been discovered. They're still searching for the other young man.
The other,
God, I can't imagine.
Yeah, and this is something, we did this story yesterday, and we were talking about just how the strength of some of the currents that you don't even realize, and also the riptides in that area there. So again, the family said that they saw the twins out, and they kind of had like waist-high waters. I guess that's sort of the depth that they were in. And next thing they knew, they just were not able to find the 2 little boys. I mean, it makes you wonder if maybe one went under and the other one tried to go after him. And
there's just,
there's just all sorts of
once again a lot of questions
about this
and they may not ever get those questions answered.
Right.
But it's just, and if they're only in waist to chest high water, figure a wave came up, knocked one over, or knocked them both over, or there's just so many different scenarios that could happen out there. You hope, and this is a lesson for all parents, you hope that those kids at least had some swimming lessons and gave themselves a fighting chance. And if you do not have your kids in swimming lessons yet, and you plan on going to a pool or a beach, there's no excuse to not get them some swimming lessons so they at least know what to do in certain situations, and review all of what you were talking about, the riptides and the current. You need to review all that before you go to the beach. And next week is going to be a mess because every school in San Antonio is off next week, and you know they're all going to the beach, especially with this great weather. So I would
Padre Island, Galveston.
Yeah, I strongly urge you to get some swimming lessons, or at least go over what happens if certain things take place in the ocean. like many people that I know, I was a lifeguard, I was an instructor when I was growing up in my late teens, and you got to get these kids some swimming lessons. They got to be able to have a chance if they get in that water.
Yeah, same here. I actually, the same thing, was a lifeguard growing up, and I remember hearing, or basically when I was taught about, just going into the water for someone, when someone does not know how to swim or have any sort of practice or any sort of lessons, they tend to panic a lot when they get under the water. They can, and so, I mean, you're right, David. I mean, these are some things that can save someone's life. In this case, obviously, the medical examiner here is still trying to figure out and identify if one of these, if this body that was found was this one of the brothers, and of course the search is still underway from the Coast Guard there.
Sad story. What was the saying? Reach, throw, go.
Yeah.
You reach something out to the victim, and then you throw your buoy or whatever you have.
Yeah.
Your life-saving
flotation
device or whatever, and you do those two things before you even think about going in the water and getting them.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, we kind of got off the subject here of this poor young man, but I think there's a lesson in this, that if you're going to the beach or you're going to the pool next week, you want to make sure your kids have a sense of what they can do in the water.
Sad story there all the way around, something we will continue to follow. And switching gears to some trending news here.
Yeah.
David, do you remember TGIF?
Never watched it. I don't think I watched that show. I might have but this is when cable was still young.
It was the block of shows.
Yeah.
Remember, it was like TGIF on ABC every Friday night.
Yeah.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah. No? I don't. Man,
okay, well, hopefully this might ring a bell here.
Okay.
But a popular actor from one of those shows, the 1990s and the TGIF days, again on ABC, is now running for office.
See, I thought Ben Savage was the kid on
The Wonder Years.
The Wonder Years.
Ben Savage is his younger brother.
Oh, that's where I got confused.
This is Ben Savage.
So this is Ben Savage, and Ben Savage is running for office. He wants to take Senator Schiff's place in the U.S. Senate. He's running as a Democrat, which is, for California, that's not a surprise. Adam Schiff is in that congressional seat right now, and so maybe he's going to have a little competition for it this time around.
This will be interesting. So this is California's District 28th representative, and Ben Savage is the guy that we're talking about here. He played Corey Matthews, David, on Boy Meets World for nearly a decade during the height of TGIF on ABC.
What else was in that?
Family Matters, Full House.
Okay.
This is my era.
What
so I grew up with this. Step by Step. Yeah. Step by step, day by day. Yeah. I think Perfect Strangers was on there too. Remember that guy, Balky?
I was covering high school football.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you kind of were busy.
I was not around on Friday night.
You don't remember Urkel?
Urkel. I do remember Urkel.
Hey, Urkel
could dance.
Urkel became, he was in some stuff. Yeah, Urkel could dance. He could also play some hoops. So Ben Savage, he said that he was running because it's time for new and passionate leaders. Boom. This is not his first time to dip his toe into politics. He ran for city council, city hall, or something like that? Yeah.
Way back when. Apparently he didn't
Hollywood
win.
or something? No, I guess not. No, if he's
so we'll see how that turns out this time. But,
congressional seat. TGIF, that's right. You were covering high school
I was covering high school football.
That's our era right there. I got you, Justin. Yeah.
And you didn't have DVRs like you do now. You had to record it on a VHS, and I wasn't about to do all that. So.
Yeah. It was a lot of work back then. Okay, hey, David, something that you definitely did cover also back about, 9 years now, cannot believe it. And as you told me earlier, David, can you handle the heat?
Apparently he couldn't.
If you remember, back in 2014, LeBron James could not handle the heat at the AT&T Center when Miami played the Spurs game 1 of the finals. Now, the jersey that he wore during that game in San Antonio is going up for auction.
I wonder if they washed it. Because he was sweating. If he was cramping, he had to be sweating like crazy.
He was sweating, cramping,
they carried him off the court. It was like, oh my goodness gracious, are you serious? And what the funny thing was, I mean, it was 90 degrees inside the AT&T Center.
Yes, it was hot.
We were all used to it because, I mean, of course, when it was the finals, we had to walk like a mile just to get to the AT&T Center from where we parked. So that was one thing.
Yeah.
But this guy lives in Miami. Did he never ever once go outside and shoot some hoop in the driveway?
I think he just couldn't take the pressure of the game, David.
You think that's what it was?
I think he knew that the Spurs were on a mission that year and was just like, I'm out. I don't even want to deal with this.
And the memes started coming out. There's some of them right there.
Sounds like he needed some high-quality
H2O. $500,000 is where the bid is going to start. Man, that'll
look at that
your
one.
style.
Sorry, LeBron. Didn't mean to cramp your style. What a great moment here.
What was it? And that was another one. Was Tim's like 38 and LeBron's like 28?
Right. It says that this guy can handle 90-degree heat, and LeBron, 29 years old, cannot.
28, 29, couldn't handle it.
So some quick details here, David. Infinite Auction selling this jersey, and we talk about the memes there. And if you guys are listening to us, or maybe remember this, he was actually carried off the court because of the cramps in his left leg.
I remember that. I carried him off, carried him to the locker room.
But why was it 90 degrees at the AT&T Center?
His air conditioner went out.
The AC failed.
Somebody turned it off.
That's a theory. Hey, that's something that the Heat complained about.
Somebody turned it off. Oh, I turned the heat off. LeBron cramped up. I remember watching him carry him off the court.
I mean, there's a lot of irony at play there.
Oh my goodness gracious! Do you know the best part about that? That was a series that the Spurs won.
Yeah, exactly. So Spurs did win that game, and they got revenge on the Heat, and basically just dominated that series.
What does it say on the jersey though? I was trying to read. It says like 4th straight finals as the date.
Yes, it says LeBron. It's LeBron's signature, 4 straight finals, and it says the date. And I think it also
he signed it.
He signed it. Yeah,
I'm sure he did.
It says. Let's see if I can find it here. LeBron James versus Spurs, 6-5-14, Game 1, 4th straight finals.
So they were in. The Heat were in their 4th straight, and the Spurs.
Yeah, and its signature is right there under the number 6.
What was it? 4-2. That series?
4-1.
4-1.
Yeah.
That's right.
So the Spurs won Game 1. They lost Game 2, and then they just dominated Games 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. So
Fifth title,
that was the revenge.
5th title.
After
Good times.
The good old days.
Feels like so long ago now.
Yeah, that was when,
9 years ago.
That's when you could name about half the Spurs team. You're lucky if you can name 1 or 2 guys. But
anyway. Boy, Malik Rose.
Here,
man.
that's your trivia question.
Rose.
Can you name 3 Spurs?
Weather 101. So we're getting into severe weather season, guys. Okay.
Yes.
Which size hail would prompt a severe thunderstorm warning? If you're watching at 9, you're not allowed to guess because I showed this at 9 o'clock this morning.
Okay, I wouldn't watch it. So.
Pea-size hail, quarter inch, dime penny, which is 3/4 inch, nickel 0.88, or quarter-size hail, which is 1 inch hail. What do you think?
Why wouldn't it be a severe thunderstorm warning with any hail? Why? I mean, what difference does it make what size
turn
it
that
is?
question
We'll
on
talk
you.
about that in a second. So I'm asking you the questions, okay?
Yeah, that's true. Well, now I'm going to go with P because I think it ought to be just like we ought to know what's coming.
Okay.
Even if it's pea-sized hail.
Yeah, I don't like any of these options.
Yeah.
To be quite honest.
We'll
C, nickel.
Okay,
I think
you're both wrong
again.
Oh, man.
Quarter-size hail.
Wow.
So in order for it to be a severe thunderstorm warning, when it comes to hail, you got to have winds of 58 miles per hour or greater, and/or hail of at least 1 inch in diameter.
Really?
Here's why.
Okay.
1 inch hail, that's about the threshold, the density of it, when it starts to do damage, especially if it's wind-driven. You get sizes below that, it's not going to really do much.
Unless you're standing out in it, then it might hurt.
Well, you don't want to stand in
Peas flying down from the sky can hurt.
Yeah, but softball to
stand
baseball size hail can travel up to 100 miles per hour depending on the wind.
Yikes.
So that's like getting a fastball hurled at you. That's 26. You remember 2016 when windows were breaking?
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah.
But quarter-size hail, that's right about the size where we start to be concerned about dents in cars and roofs and those sort of things.
Wow. Yeah, those will do some damage. Yeah, how many people had to get their roofs replaced?
Yeah, well, with this last storm, hopefully there wasn't a lot of damage because it was quarter and smaller. But as we head into severe weather season, March is when things begin to pick up. April is a busy month for us. May, what we're looking at here is average severe weather reports per month over the last 20 years. May is when we average the most in the month of Texas. But even in March and April, in the state of Texas. Really? Well, these are reports, not warnings. So when there's a hail report or a wind report, and Texas is a big state, but we know that these are the months where we have to really watch out for severe weather, and we're starting to get into that. So I just wanted to put that out there. Anytime. Satellite picture shows the clouds are beginning to break up. We're going to see sun this afternoon. It's going to play out just like yesterday, where we had fog early and then sun and warm temperatures later in the day. 75 right now, 78 down there in Pleasanton. We're in the mid-70s here around San Antonio. It's awful muggy. That doesn't really change. So the KSAT 12-hour forecast, 82 at 2 o'clock. By 4 p.m. we're at 84. That's our high. And then temperatures will be muggy and warm tonight in the 70s by 10 o'clock. With clouds building back in. Very quickly, your futurecast, we're warm and humid through Thursday. There is a front to our north. There will be cold air across the Texas Panhandle, but it won't make it here. That is until we get into Friday. Next system moves in. That helps to push the cold air south. And so I think the front comes in Friday morning. With it, we could see about a 30% chance of some showers and storms. Not looking for a lot of severe weather here just because of the timing. But that does bring some cooler air by Friday afternoon. And Saturday will still be a little bit on the coolish side, not cold, but 80s next few days, 72 Friday with that front, 77 Saturday. Sunday we spring forward. We get another front, another chance of rain Sunday into Monday, and that cools us down again to start spring break next week. So that's a big question we've been getting. What does spring break look like? Here's what I'll tell you. With that front, we know that the front end of the week is going to start off on the cool side, but probably it warms up thereafter. So whatever plans you may have, you mentioned going down to the beach. Could be a little bit cool to start Monday, Tuesday, but maybe by the end of the week it's warm enough to go get down in the water.
72 is not bad, though.
It's not bad.
No.
It's about average, actually.
Pretty nice.
I guess this is a good time and you lose an hour of sleep, but you're going into spring break, so now you got no excuse.
It's true.
Yeah.
So that'll work.
Just
out.
extend the party an extra hour.
Exactly.
Hey.
Would you live on a cruise ship for 3 years?
I absolutely would.
What? No
Yes.
way.
Get to travel the world.
That's pretty cool.
Well, what if it doesn't go
provided
anywhere?
for
You're
you?
just living on it. They didn't say it was. Did they say it was going someplace?
It's going a lot of places.
Well, I'm
Okay.
sure it's, I'm not going to just sit in port.
Just
all
gonna sit
for
in
3
the
years.
port of
That's
Galveston.
where I would live if I was on a cruise ship. Man,
That's
I
true.
want to see
That
some
would be very
land. I
much
don't.
fun. Just be in a cabin,
okay.
just on land. Well, okay. The reason we bring this up is because maybe, hey, Justin Horn's dreaming of escaping somewhere, living life on the high seas. It's because a company is launching a 3-year cruise, David, that will cost you $30,000 each year to live on this cruise ship.
$90,000
For 3 years to live on a cruise ship.
to live on a cruise ship? What do you get?
Well, glad you asked. Okay, so
Okay.
these cruises, what do they do here? Okay, so you get to visit 375 ports around the world across all 7 continents. Yeah, 7 continents, and go to 135 countries. Does that entice you? I
Not
feel like
yet.
I'm selling one of those
Timeshares.
timeshares or something.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like at the time.
They try and like get you to get. Okay, well, from taking in the sights, David, of Rio de Janeiro's Christ the Redeemer statue all the way to India's Taj Mahal.
Okay.
That doesn't do anything for you?
Not yet. Do you get free food?
You do not get free food, but
What? You pay $30,000
you get
and
a
you don't.
full-scale business center complete with meeting rooms, offices for the work you need to do. You do get round-the-clock hospital and
Well, that's
free
nice.
medical visits. Thank God
Okay.
for that. What else do we get?
you
A
gotta buy
minimum
your
down payment
food?
is $45,000.
You got to buy your food.
You have
your
to buy your
entertainment?
food. I think you have to buy your food.
Well,
yes.
that's
I
not
did
a
look
cruise
up the
ship.
food
That's
option.
not living on a cruise ship.
All inclusive. Yeah.
You pay $30,000. You ought to get rent and food or something.
Plus the down payment here is $45,000, by the way.
Okay.
That
well,
doesn't.
Good
okay.
luck with that.
That doesn't swing
You might
the
as well
deal
just
for you.
take your $90,000 and buy a yacht and go out on your own.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. Okay, guys,
get a
thank you
yacht
very
for
much
$90,000?
for hanging out with us. David, we did it.
Yes,
A
we
bro
did.
show.
Bro
We
show.
knocked it out.
Bro
The
show
day
on a
before Hump
Tuesday.
Day. Yeah, there we go.
We'll
All
see
right.
you at noon.
We'll be back here tomorrow at 11 a.m.